G'day world and welcome back to Stuff We Do, where we do all the knife stuff you love. Knife reviews, knife tests, knife modifications and outdoor stuff with knives. Today is Friday. I'm on a bit of a holiday. It's school holidays over here in South Africa. It was a long weekend, whatever, we were busy. I already made a video. I'm not sure if I uploaded that one yet. We went to Klein Kariba for a day and then we slept at my parents' house. Me and the girl, the boy was sick, so he stayed with his mother. I got in a lot of miniature knives that I'm quite impressed with. Yes, and today I actually wanted to make something, but as you can hear, it's raining. So when it rains on my zinc roof, you cannot hear me. So the rain has stopped a bit and it's soft. Now I wanted to go grinding and make things, and me and my brother, we were actually supposed to go to KMTS today. It's like a big knife making supply place. Okay, but that didn't work. Too many things happened. What? And I'm supposed to work further this weekend, so I'm going to try to make something, or modify something, or do something. I don't know yet. But you will most likely see what I do later on in this video. It's still early in the morning. And yes, like I said, beautiful rainy day, so I have to think now. Okay, it's hours later. It's like 11 o'clock. I'm bored out of my skull. I had to play with the kids the whole day. My wife's not on holiday, but the kids are. Yes, I don't have any money, so I can't go buy any new knives, because that normally makes me feel better, because I spent all my money ordering knives that I'm still waiting for. They should be here in South Africa, well, hopefully by the end of the month, so it's today or in the next few days, and then they only get shipped to me from wherever. Okay, so I'm waiting. So I think, and because I'm not going anywhere, I can't buy raw materials to make a new knife or something, so I am going to modify my Halloween machete. Okay, I think what I'm gonna do, I don't know, at least this much of the machete I want to leave machete-ish, because yeah, it's always nice to have one more thing to chop random things with. But this part at the top, I'm thinking about making some kind of weird food prep knife, maybe. Okay, so let's see what we can do. I actually like this fat piece. Maybe make a short little kitchen fat knife. Yeah, this looks about right. Let's say we're gonna start from there. Okay, so what handle are we gonna put on this thing? I want something that kind of tilts it this way. So let's say something like that. Yeah, something like that. Make a little scallop or something in here. How long do we want this handle? At least this long. Okay, so that should kind of work. And let's see, if we do this for a handle, it should be cool. I'll make a scallop that fits with that one, or not a scallop, but a cutout that fits with that one. And then if you hold it, it will kind of get itself towards the bottom. Okay, that looks kind of ish what I want. Okay, now this thing, how are we gonna do this then? Isn't this a bit long for a blade? Okay, let's move this whole thing up a bit. That one can terminate there, this one over here. Yeah, then that's enough for that. Then this thing, I'm going to, how much for a handle do I need? About this much. I can take this back. How about the straight sax plate on this thing? Just like that. Then I have like a sax over here, and I have this thing. Yeah, not too much of a point. can actually make it like that. Yeah, so it's almost a straight. Fantastic. I don't know if you can see any of that. I will go and draw it out with a magic marker, and then I will show you when we start cutting into this thing. Okay, so after at least 3 minutes of hard thinking and designing, I came up with this. This part will have a, what do you call this thing? A choil up in here. Okay, there, between there and there, we'll put in some jimping, and then it will have a, I don't know what you call this, maybe a modified tanto, drop point, whatever. So we have a point that's in line with the rest of the blade. This will just be a dull edge, sharp edge, and then the handle I will thin out a bit, and then that will be our new bush chopper, whatnot. This part in front here, okay, this cantered piece will, the edges will get knocked down, and I'll do something here at the bottom, but this will pretty much be the handle for that. And then we will have this big belly, and I will be chopping up. Oh, you can't see that. So it will be out like this, big belly, training point, and it will be fantastic for chopping up meat on the braai and looking devilishly awesome while doing that. I don't have any specific materials that I'm going to be using for a handle or whatnot. We'll see what I can put in here. The problem is I don't want to reheat treat this thing. So most likely I'm going to cut a slit or two that's wide enough for my pins to go through. But I'll show you when I get to that. Because to heat this thing up again so that we can lose the temper, the hardness, I can drill through this. You can do that if you want to, but this is not one of those projects. This is like a, I'm bored out of my head and I want to get this whole thing done in less than an hour type of project. Okay, so I will show you what I do next. At least the boredom feels to have been subsiding now. Okay, here's the plan. I got this beautiful piece of rosewood. It's not too thick. I think I'm going to use that for the front little knife's handle. And then let's go and see. Okay, I'm not doing this inside today. I don't know why. I'm doing it outside in the rain. So I have this thing that I made. It's like on wheels. A little, yeah, it works fantastic for pretty much everything. And it's portable. I have my remaining gloves because, you know, safety first. They are broken and whatever, but they still work fine. This is actually a better one. It's thicker, but its brother died, unfortunately. What do you call this thing? My welding apron that I added pockets to and a more comfortable what. I have that thing, and today we're only going to be using hand angle grinders. So I'm not going to the bench grinder and the what and the belt sander. And because I'm lazy, I have two, so I don't have to swap between your flap sanding disc and your grinder. And then my high-tech camera equipment that needs tape to function. So let's do this. Okay, and if you see the kettlebells at the bottom, that's not for me to exercise with. That is the stuff I use because it's on wheels. It's great to move around, but it's horrible to work on. So they are like my anchors. Okay, so this thing is now going to need flap sanding, and this thing needs its final cutout. Okay, this is what we have right now. Okay, so now this thing needs to be cleaned up and get to shape. And then this is going to be an almighty braai knife. So the other nice thing about my little trolley is you can flip it on its back and then you can do things upright. This thing is still quite hot. You should not let it discolor because then it means you're screwing up the temper. But yeah, this is what it's going to look like. Okay, you see where it became too hot. Luckily nowhere near the blade. Okay, so there we have our weird meat knife. And now we just need to finish. If you can hear me under the helmet, we need to finish up this one. I stopped the camera for a little while. I didn't want to show you everything about the build. For example, me cutting the scales out with a grinder, because I'm lazy. So now I'm going to finish off the tops because they are quite difficult to do once they're on the knife. Find the holes, because remember I made slits in the actual metal. Find the holes, drill the holes, and I'll take you with when we're drilling the holes. Now this is the part where I normally screw up. Moenie. Kom ons sê stout mannetjie. Moenie. Die mense op die in my little case of all that is glue. Let's see what I have that I can use. Great. We have some Chinese 2-part epoxy. If I was doing this for real, let me just show you. If I was doing this whole let's make a knife that I actually want to use forever, then I would use this. This stuff is fantastic. So if you need a 2-part epoxy that really works, get this. But this will work perfectly for this horrid looking thing. Okay, so for epoxy, you would use a card, put your things on there, stir it with a stirrer. You can buy these things for nothing at like your local I don't know, R5, $1, whatever store. But these things are so cool. They have their own little stirrer, and you use the back of the pack because you're never going to use it again. Fantastic. Now, before we start mixing up epoxy, let's see what is going on here. This thing will fit through there. Is it going to be like that? Like that. I think it's going to be like that. I got these, I don't know, steel nails. Those things you can hit into brick walls and whatever. And they fit my holes beautifully because I didn't actually measure beforehand. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark this first and epoxy this thing on here. And only then am I going to put this thing on here and drill the holes, because I don't know where the center is. So once I have this thing glued on here, I'm taking this out again, sticking this on there, and when I'm done and both sides are cured, then I drill the holes. So first I'm going to stick this side, and then we will only later on stick this side. Thank goodness this epoxy is like extremely fast acting. Okay, I gave this thing a quick once over with a piece of, I think it's 120 emery paper, sandpaper. And now I want to stick it on here, but before I do that, I need a few of these bad boys. Okay, let's see how this goes. Okay, I have about a 50-50 mix over here. If my lights look weird, it's because my extension that normally works for the lights is still outside, so I have what I have at this stage. Okay, and then you're supposed to move this until it changes color, but once it changes color, you have seconds until this stuff starts solidifying. So I think that's enough of that. Just get a kind of an estimate, because I hate taking out. Oh my good gracious, I just tricked myself. I cannot stick it on there because then the tops won't match. So this batch I'm going to lose right now, because I first have to get this thing so the tops match. So I have to drill it first, and then I can only do the rest. Okay, that is kind of a sticky situation. In the time it took me to finish my mistake, this stuff went rock hard. I just want that little spoony thing back. Okay, and now we will be mixing it on there. That looks like... Bye bye, buddy. Okay. Bye. I have the little guy with me. Okay, so now the top parts are sanded flush, so they match, and we have holes. Let's do take two and see if it will work now. It's glued up now. Let's just get something underneath it so it doesn't drip all over my beautiful what. Okay, so that's the way it looks now. I will show you again once it's dry. Okay, the disc has turned brown instead of blue, and I'm trying to get this thing into shape. This is what this looks like now. Yeah, it looks weird, but it's because of the burning of the resins within the wood as I used the grinder. It's got this wonderful Coke bottle shape with pinch points. Now I'm going to use this to just round everything off. Okay, and I'm done. This is our... Well, this side is sharp now also. This side is not sharp, so you can hold it like that. There's a bit of scalloping with jimping over there. If you need to choke up for no apparent reason, I thinned out the handle. I gave it some tan shoe polish. You see now there's like a bit of a curve to it. Okay, so it's wonderful for chopping, wonderful for choking up, for, like I said, I don't know, if you want to slice carrots after you chop down a tree. Okay, so this one will be close to my workbench. Oh, and over here we have this bit in there, again for, I don't know why. It should be cool for an all-around work knife. And then we have this wonderful thing. Okay, it's got this Coke bottle shape going on at the back and a few pinch points. It should be awesome for food prep. It's quite sharp. I sharpened it on the belt sander. I know I said I wouldn't use it, but yeah, I sharpened it on the belt sander. If you choke back to below the Coke bottle, you can chop with it quite nicely. It says almost red, trailing point, and this is going to be the most awesome outdoor cooking knife ever. Okay, so that was my little video for today. And now I am tired and I wanted to fight off the boredom. Boredom gone. Okay, and I have a new weird looking knife that I quite like a lot. Okay, yes, and the whole build took me, this actually looks quite awesome, ne? Because like I said, I did everything with the angle grinder except for the final sharpening on this. On the other one, I actually did the sharpening also with the angle grinder, but this one I did the sharpening on something else because I actually wanted this one really sharp. Yes, fighting zombies, cutting throats, and preparing food, all in a day's work. Okay, so stay safe, happy. If you like this video, congratulations, and have a good one. Goodbye.